All right. Huh. Nice. Chat works. That's some good news. Now let me check if everything works. Does it work? Or does it not work? Right, maybe the music is too loud. Right, maybe the music is. Oh no, it's actually perfect. It's actually perfect. Alright, so what are we doing here? I hope I won't flash any of my super personal information to you. Hope I won't. You know what I mean, guys? So today, this channel was always about games. That's how I made GTA 5. Welcome. So, I read this book. And before that, I read this book. And then I thought how to lose virginity completely. And then I read this book. And then I opened Unreal Engine and I thought, here's my blueprint project. Here's my blueprint project that I've been working on for 3,000 years. Let me delete it all and start it all over with C++. And I still use blueprints. So that's the stream about that. A story about a guy like me. As you can see, for now, I have done a guy who walks randomly, like a house that will be destroyed. I'm using default assets. And you see these enemies, when they come here, they stop. That's all I have for now. But it's all in C++. So let me show you my enemy. I'm not gonna go through all of this, but it's actually pretty easy. So I'm using a character model, which is if you go here and you press blueprint class, here is character, but I'm using the same thing in C++. It's super heavy, but it automatically has AI navigation, and AI navigation makes your life easier. And I don't know if I will implement other movement for the enemy. The goal today is I want to finish this cycle, right? So there is this enemy that walks. I want him to start walking, stop walking, deal damage, and that's it for now. Basically, let's make him deal damage. Let's do this! So I already created variable damage for him. Now I just need to create the house that will be damaged. Now, I think it will be super simple, so I won't even start doing this in... S'il te plaît. Wait, I need to open the chat. I need to open it. Where's the chat? No one's watching, it's fine. So, So yeah, let's just add functionality to this blob, which I've called new blueprint. But let's call it for now BP Town Hall or something. By the way, I'm trying to create a game where you have like villagers that you can literally send in war. But I want it to be really close to each other, you know? Not like Clash of Clans. My idea is that there is literally a village and like tower defense-ish flow of enemies, and you have to send your villager who has a happy family and a wife to die in the ditch. And I've never created a game before. This is the first one. And I'm solo developer. Solo. So I don't know what will happen. So we're together in this journey. I will be learning stuff. This is not an I will not educate here. So let's go. So let's do... Yeah, by the way, I've created this just so it prints the health of a house every 3 seconds. Just so I can see it. Let's hit custom event for now, which we'll call take damage. And what take damage will do is it will simply deal damage. By the way, let's create an input for that, and input will be an integer, and we'll say damage taken, for example. I'll change that in the future into C++. I'm just doing it schematically right now. This is super simple. It's like the simplest stuff you can do. So you get health, you subtract, or how is it called? Yes, subtract. So take your health, you subtract damage taken from it, and you set the new health variable for this. And then maybe let's print... No, health will be printed every second. So now I wonder, can you call the blueprint function from a C++ function of another class? Because I don't know. I know you can, if like you can create a C++ function, so you can call it from blueprints, but I don't know if it works. So look here. Right, not here. Let me show you another class. For example, do I have any blueprint callable function? I don't think I have any actually. Doesn't matter. So let me open my AI that does not do this. That does not do the game for me. I'm doing the game. It's not this robot. And let's ask him how to call a BP. Oh, what happened? What? Oh, it sent me to documentation. I really need that. How to call a BP function of a class of a blueprint from other CPP class. Call blueprint function from another CPP class. Generally need to have a reference, blah blah blah. Ooh, a reference to the blueprint instance. Use find function, call u function. That function is supposed to blueprints in C++. Right now, guys, I'm just trying to implement some logic. I need time. Right, so how do we call a blueprint function from a C++ class? So I can do this, right? Make a basic for your town hall. Ah, fuck. No, it's impossible if you do not inherit from a C++ class. So let's just create it quickly. An actor. And I'll call this main. Oh, all right, 2 words. We'll do 2 words. Town hall. Create class. So we'll do this, and we'll see what happens. Ooh, PC is exploding. PC is exploding. You lot your copyright noise. How about you suck pig? So I have a town hall. Now alright, let's just basically replicate what we have done with this town hall blueprint. So it has health and a static mesh. So what? Live coding failed? Why did it fail? Alright, I think it just sometimes does this when build sucks, but it will actually work at the end. So it's like all in errors, but actually let's try to live code again. Because I just created a class, why would it break? Oh, so now it succeeded, you see? This is fucked up, guys. Fucked up. Alright, let's create a int32 variable, because only int32 is usable in blueprints, I think. Yep, only int32 is usable in blueprints. Maybe in the future I'll change that if I'll be able to just do clean C++ classes even without blueprints, because I want to have like 2 or even 300 instances of enemies. And it kind of matters what int do you choose if you multiply this int by 300 and every frame. Let's do int32 health. Let's do 100. This will be super local variable, so I won't even do a u property on it. That's all we need actually. Damn. And also a static mesh. And this we actually need to see, so let's do u property. Shut the fuck up, everything is defined, you just don't know this, bitch. Right, as you can see, I like stuff being big. Right now doesn't know, it cannot help me with hints, because this is a header file where use static mesh is not defined yet. But it will work when you build. Why is it expected where? This is bullshit though. So bullshit. Oh, actually, we should not set. I don't know why did I set health here. I should not have done that. And then let's do go to CPP. Now we have to actually include the static mesh component for it to really know that now it has functionality for it. Here I just say, trust me, bro, that there will be use static mesh component. And here I give him a valid source. So now let's do health equal to 100. And then our mesh is equal. How do you do that? I already forgot. Not here. Let's come back to the editor. I want to open my villager class. Let's see how we do this here. Alright, not villager class. Player class. Right, that's how you do it. Create default sub object. That's what I want. So I created it and we'll call this town hall. This will be you. Static mesh. Right, why is this red? Undefined. It's right here, boy. Oh, accidentally closed important file. Let's open our search real quick. Let's actually do this other way. Let's do it the smart way. Let's do. Oh. There is a search. This is a search for a word. Let me find the hotkey. How to search for project files. Hotkey in VS. Control comma? Nah, this looks bad. Is this really it? I think there was another menu. Wasn't there? Control tab. What? This is also bullshit. Alright, doesn't matter. Let's just open it. Down CPP. Mesh is defined. Don't worry, bro. Right, so now health is 100. Mesh is this. We won't need to get our mesh. So why even bother to do anything with it? Now, let's set my own function, which I will call, which will be a private function. Although it will be a public because it needs to be accessed from other actor, which I will call void. Take damage, and damage will be in 32 damage value. So we've defined that. Now we can do void a town hall. Should we build? Oh, now it sees it. Finally, intelligence recognized something. Take damage in 32. Damage value. Boom, boom. Delete lines we don't need. Let me do this so you see, so you actually see the function. Take damage. What we need to do is just get the value of health and do this. We don't even need the parentheses, but let's do this. Health minus equal to damage value. Oh, that's so pretty. In blueprints looks so much longer. Let's compare it, dude. So this is how you manipulate values in C++. That's how it looks. Just take health, you say when this function is called, then health is equal to itself minus damage value. And in blueprints, you have to do this, which is very similar, but I don't know, it just seems unnatural. You know what I mean? It's like I get health, then I do health minus damage taken, then I set health again. And here's like this. I don't know. I don't know. By the way, I'm not saying that one is better than the other. Blueprint is actually also a programming language, kind of. Why is mesh undefined? Let's build and just risk it all. I track my versions with Git, by the way, so I don't worry if anything breaks. I can just revert. Compilation error. Show me the error. Ah, forgot somewhere to... We take the what? You have to take damage. Did I forget parentheses somewhere? Member function does not override. What's the problem? I don't understand. Oh, I skipped an N, guys. Skip the letter N. Again, compilation error. Alright, this is cringy. Compo. I skipped an N here too. What the fuck? Oh my god. What now? Right, I would like to copy this all to ChatGPT, but I also don't want to show my private info. How do we solve that? Should I just read that? Should I be like fucking Linux developer from 1960? Parenthesis, what? What's the problem? No override available. Why would it be overrideable? Member function is not overriding. Should I? I don't know if it really affects, but I just have a feeling. Maybe it does. It doesn't. So this is saying that it does not override any base class virtual member. But why would it override? I don't understand anything, and I just want to copy it to chat. You know what? I'm doing it. But how do I save my private info? Let me disable the screen for a second. I just need to enter the full screen mode once. And now we're cooking. Cooking addiction. Ooh, I should not have done. Fuck. I should not have done this. Really? I skipped a U. So this is just cringe. Alright, so it built. Now it has a function that calls and affects its health. Let's actually then create the blueprint based on this class. Oh, sorry, you don't see what I'm doing. Fuck! So now I can delete this. Piece of shit. Although now that I'm thinking, we actually have to add one more property. For health. Which will also be this. Because I need it in blueprint. Actually. What's happening? Is it building? Oh, it crashed, but it's fine. Crashed, but it's alright. Hopefully we'll have time to add this functionality. It's pretty simple, but you know, this is the first time I'm doing this on camera. First time coding on cameroid. So I have a lot of pressure, you know. Wait, is music still playing? So I want to check. Music is not playing. Wow. Cool. Very cool. So. Fix down hole. I don't need fix down hole. Why is it override? Why do I need this? What? Unreal Engine has a default damage system? What the fuck? Alright, I don't wanna. Damage system, you know, let's actually read about it in documentation. Do Epic Games documentation. And let's search for damage system. No, this is level system. Alright, this bullshit. Let's do it. Epic. Unreal Engine. Damage system. Documentation. So this is interesting. It has already its own system. Why? Oh, it's actually convenient because then I get access to the one who shot. Actually pointless for now. Let's do hot reload. What happened? Did I change some? Oh, so these are warnings. Well, maybe I shouldn't call it take damage. Let's leave it at that. I don't care about the warning. I'm just gonna learn it by doing it. So, now we have this. Let's try it out on, so let's open our BP town hall. Oh, this is the one that we had before, fake one. By the way, if you do delete, then cancel. Delete again, then cancel, then delete. It will delete normally without crashing. The town hall. I'm gonna create a blueprint based on my town hall. I'm gonna call it B town hall. Save it in blueprints. I have my mesh here. Oh, I didn't set it as root. Let's set it as root. So root is equal to mesh. Should succeed. Build failed because of the root. Root undeclared. Fuck, how do you call it, dude? How do you call it? Let's take my player. Root component, right. Root component. It's compiling really long. I made a very small change. How did it fail? What? Alright, let's just leave it the way it worked. For real. Right, so probably setting this as root is somehow wrong. So let's just set the mesh as like this. Interesting looking thing. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Open the blueprint. And then let's just... Oh, the property house is not visible. Although it should be, actually. It should be. Why is it not? Oh, maybe it is. Wait. That's nice. It has getter functions automatically. See, this is the thing I don't understand. How much stuff is enabled in Blueprint? Like when a Blueprint inherits from a C++ class. How much stuff that I don't need and that I will never need is enabled automatically? Because as far as I know, every property is set like every Boolean property is set to false by default in C++. But in Blueprint, it's different. And Blueprint overrides the C++ class. So let's just print health. So we printed health every tick. So now it should just spam it. Very cool. Very cool. And now, when my enemy reaches the end of the spline, by the way, look what cool, I know what's called actually macros. Have I done? So, so after that's done, I want to check if he's... Maybe I'll do this in a behavior tree in the future, but for now, I'm gonna leave it like that. I should probably do this inside that. So after I checked for velocity, we need to check if he's at the end of the spline. I want to check is at the end of spline. Right, I have a spline component reference to it. Get distance spline along. Oh, so I can get spline length. I probably have it already. Right, so let's do this. Loads line length. By the way, probably I should in the future. Should I move all these variables to header file? I don't know if it's a good optimization so that memory is not reserved newly every time, but just set from the beginning, then used because it's in tick, so it's basically very often. So we got a spline length. Huh. This is the total length of spline. I already have this. I have the spline length, and then I have get distance along spline. Get location at distance along spline. That's what I need. And distance along spline will be line length and now I just have to compare, and I have a nice math function for this. Already know the location of myself. Let's check if we are near. If the position of the player on the spline. Although we should not do nearly equal, because he will definitely be exactly at the end of the spline. So then we just check if we don't even need to get location and distance. We have spline lengths. Now we can just do if but how did I get the distance? Get spline length. I already have the variable for it. I'm a fucking dumb. I have spline length already. Alright guys, I just need to focus a bit. I cannot talk and do this. I don't know how people do this. Talk and do this. Oh, so then I just check if distance along spline is equal to spline length. If distance along spline is equal to spline length, then we do you know what? Let's do some fun stuff. Let's do a function, private actually, and we'll call it void set timer by func. And I'm gonna give it a u. It's not a u property for function, but what is it? What is it if it's a function? Is it u function? Don't remember. U function. But then it's callable for blueprint. I don't really need that actually. Then we do how to get an action from the world. How to get to have a world context. I kinda have to, right? Only here, but not directly. Do you have calculate? No, not really. Oh, and I have to include it. That's right, I have to include my own created class. Right, that's what I thought. I just Oh, because it's an actor, I have to use A. And then I cast for it to know which variables are inside of it. Oh my god, it functions. Now it all makes sense. It makes sense. Alright, we need to include statistics header, apparently. You know, I don't worry about how unreadable my code is at all for now, because I've just seen a video of a guy looking at a source code of, what was it? Half-Life, I think. It was also in C++, and it looked like shit. So my code is a candy in comparison to that. Cannot open source file cosmetic gameplay statistics header. Statics. Statics. Get actor of class. Get world. A town hall. Static class. Apparently that's how you get a class in C++. First time doing that. Yay! We did it. And then I have my... No, I actually wanted to stay inside of the if statement. And I think I want this here. Looks awful, but at least I can read it zoomed in. Don't have to fucking destroy my eyes, you know what I mean? I value my eyes, guys. So now let's do down hole. And then we call the take damage function we provided with an int, which will be 10. Do I have to specify that it's an int of type 32? I think I have to. But how? Let me ask, how to specify the int type? In what do you call it? In an argument. This is pretty important because, right? Is it? I don't know. Let's just compile. Oh, this is so cringe, honestly. Having all these errors online pressed into the internet. I'm probably like the dumbest programmer there is. Think. Oh, right. That's not right. It's a win, guys. Now let's see if it really affects our game. Alright, so now we didn't reach the end. The value of 100 should decrease. Pretty fast, by the way. Yes! It was pretty easy, to be honest. So let me now... So I have here spline movement, right? I think I want to move this away from spline movement. Although it does has variables that I use that are already just kind of there. So let's do when the end of spline start dealing damage. But let's change the order of that. Start dealing damage when you reach the end of spline. You can also use a timer. This would be a whole... I think we need to expand. Huh. Now I understand the point of Unreal Damage System. Unreal Damage System allows you... Let's see what it allows you. What are the parameters of it? No, I don't fucking care. Let's do damage system. What do you mean? No. Unreal damage system. Hello? Right, this is bullshit. Let's do like this. Unreal Engine damage system documentation. Apply damage. Oh, that's where we were. Alright, but what does it all mean? Oh my god, that's not where we were at all. Radial damage, point damage. Radial damage was fall off? I'll need to research that after this. Because I want to have like cannons, you know, and flamethrowers and shit, and seems like this will be useful. Damage causer, damage type class. Dude, we can do this function, right? But how to use it? Hurts the specified actor with generic damage. Right, so it's a navigation. Damage is a navigation subcategory. What? Right, how to use Unreal damage system. Maybe I'll watch a tutorial on this later by myself. Yeah, I'll definitely need to research that. But for now, we just made a simple stuffing. Simple, very super ultra simple, unfinished still logic where a guy just comes, and they start damaging the house basically. I just shouldn't have this on tick. I should bind this to a timer and then bind this to a timer so it happens like every second, then just add animation to the character for fun so you can see him shoot or something. I don't know. And I'll be done with that, and then I want to research the damage system. And then I want to like create where if they damage the house, you lose or something. Or maybe not. Or maybe I'll make their movement more natural so they don't move on one spline just with an offset. So thanks everyone. I hope now you know how to become a version again. Bye.